bunch of people were not happy Saturday after Deion Sanders, in his debut as head coach of Colorado Buffaloes, they upset 17th-ranked Texas Christian University in Fort Worth. His son threw for more than 500 yards, 4 players with 100 yards receiving. They were a 20-point underdog. And again, the haters were hating like crazy. They was talking about how awful the team was, the number of new players that Deion brought in. Folks said, how dare Deion make comments such as, oh, you know, I don't care about culture. I mean, they were just sitting here, again, just lighting him up left and right. And one of the folks who really got a lot of this stuff started was Yahoo analyst Tom Luginbill. Tom Luginbill, he also is with Yahoo, college football analyst. And so this is what, this is what Tom said, y'all, a few days before the game. Check this out right here.
I think we're gonna finally see, for all of the hoopla and all of the hype going into the offseason with Deion Sanders in Colorado, it does not mask the fact that they don't have any players on that roster. And you thought UMass was the worst roster in college football? It may be Colorado's. Now, I say that, do they have a quarterback? Yes. Do they have 2 starting corners that could be NFL guys and one of them plays both ways? Yes. They are so devoid of talent up front on both sides of the ball. I don't know how they're going to keep their quarterback upright. I think we're gonna finally see, for all of the hoopla and all of the hype going into the offseason with Deion Sanders in Colorado, it does not mask the fact that they don't have any players.
All right, so that's what Tom said. So let me, so this is what Tom said after the game. Give me a second. He actually tweeted after the game. I'm trying to find it. When he said, basically, he was like, I gotta take this ass whooping. Y'all go ahead and bring it. Al Dallas joining us is the president of JJT Media Group, Jean-Jacques Taylor, but if he was in Louisiana, they'd be like Jean-Jacques Taylor. Jean-Jacques, what's happening? First of all, man, Deion, first of all, after the game, Deion was really, really Deion after the game, and you know he was waiting for this post-game news conference. Roland.
What's up, boss? You believe now? Hold on. Oh, no. Do you believe that? Huh? Oh, no. I read through that bull junk you wrote down. I read through that. I sifted through all that. Yeah. Oh, no. Come on. Do you believe? You don't believe. You just answered it. You don't believe. Next question. You don't believe. You don't believe. I tell him to turn on the film. We're gonna continuously be questioned because we do things that have never been done. That's the way our life has presented themselves. We do things that have never been done, and that makes people uncomfortable. When you see a confident black man sitting up here talking his talk, walking his walk, coaching 75% African Americans in the locker room, that's kind of threatening. Oh, they don't like that. But guess what? We're going to consistently do what we do because I'm here and ain't going nowhere. And I'm about to get comfortable in a minute. Because guess what? These young men in there right now, they believe. Not all of them believed before. But right now, they came up one by one, twos by twos. Coach, we believe. Now they believe. Now Boulder believes. People in the front office, people in the building, the fans, the students. Now everybody want to believe. I'm good with that. We got room. I'm not vindictive like that. I just like them to know that I know that you really ain't with me. You really ain't with us. You really don't believe. You really don't want to see me win. You don't want to see me in victory or at peace and have joy. I know you don't want to see that, but I love you. It ain't nothing different. Why would I expect something different? It was like that when I played, right? So I'm playing another game. I'm just off the field. I'm not on the field now, but I can affect what's on the field. And I'm thankful for that. I really am.
Well, they went 1-11 last year after 1 week. They are now number 22 in the Associated Press poll. And then this is the USA Today coaches poll, number 25. Gene Jocks, it's some sports writers like, damn it, that damn Deion.
Well, I think it's what he said, which is he's the same dude as a coach that he was as a player. He's unapologetically himself. And that's what's hard for people to deal with. Deion doesn't dance to anybody's beat but his own. He's a creative mind. He doesn't care about tradition. He knows a way to win. And he puts it in motion. And he doesn't care whether you think it's good or bad, because ultimately, everything he's ever touched, he's won.
But here's the thing that's crazy. And you followed him when he was at Jackson State. You have a book coming out September 10th. If y'all have the book cover, please show it. You know the book cover? Okay, I'll go ahead and pull it up. And here's what people don't realize. He got some dogs coaching. They act like he's got some major coaches on his roster who know football.
I think that's a great point, man. I think what people don't understand is that Deion is somebody who attracts greatness, whether we're talking about players or whether we're talking about coaches, because he's such a charismatic individual. And here's the other thing. He's a very demanding coach. And so he will not just bring you on. He pulls the best out of you. Now, that's a little different than pushing you. He pulls the best out of his players. He pulls the best out of his coaches. But a great example is this. Dennis Thurman was a defensive coordinator in the National Football League for the Jets and the Bills. He's now a quality control coach working on, goal line and short yardages and red zone. That's what he does. He's got Vincent Dancy, head coach of Mississippi Valley State last year in the SWAC. He's also a quality control coach, helping with the defense. He's got former Alabama defensive coordinator Charles Kelly as his defensive coordinator. Sean Lewis is the offensive coordinator. Kent State is a MAC school, but they had one of the most explosive offenses in the country.
And he was a head coach.
Got a terrific staff.
He was the head coach at Kent State.
A head coach who became an assistant under Deion. Why? He wanted to figure out what makes this dude so special. Why does he win everywhere he goes? And a lot of cats are like that, man. They want to just touch the hem of the garment, as Sam Cooke used to say, just to get a feel for what makes Deion special.
But the thing that first of all, he comes in, he turns over the roster. They were all mad when he said, look, some of y'all, he said, look, I'm bringing my luggage. I'm bringing Louis. And there were people who also said, man, how you going to make your son the starting quarterback? And again, you heard all the stuff last year. Yeah, these guys are good, but it's Jackson State. And as Shador was like, that lugging bill comment is interesting. Did they sack Shador one time on Saturday?
No, they got him 4 times, but the bigger picture is he wasn't under constant pressure.
Right.
And they had a quick passing game where he got the ball out. And the thing about Shador, one of the things that makes him special is that he plays the game at his pace. He's very calm. He's very poised. He never panics. He's never in a hurry. It's always at his pace. And as long as he continues to do that, he's going to have success. Because remember, he was a top-rated quarterback in the country. He was a legitimate 4-star quarterback. He had a lot of opportunities to go elsewhere and play. His whole thing, though, was, I want to play as a freshman. And so that's why he was going to Florida Atlantic, because he wanted to play as a freshman, had no interest in sitting. And so he ended up at Jackson State. And he and Travis Hunter did what elite athletes should do at SWAC schools. They should dominate.
Well, but another thing before I go to my panel here, the thing for me is, and this is just real simple, Deion's deal is, I'm going to do what I do. And here's the reality, that when you're that type of player, and then now you become that coach, other folk want to be around you, not just coaches, but also players, and they bring a level of energy that's needed to a moribund program. Remember, the AD said when they signed Deion, they did not have the money to pay Deion Sanders. They didn't have the money.
He got it now.
The alumni, first of all, got it now. The alumni gave $28 million, salary covered. But the thing is, what he has done, season tickets, suites. I've even been told that business leaders in the state of Colorado are seeing a positive impact on him as the head coach. We ain't even talking football. We're not talking about business in the state of Colorado.
Dude, it's what he did in Jackson, where economic development improved by 30 or 40 million in the 2 years he was there each year. That's what he does. It's it's because he's so charismatic. And here's the other thing, man. Deion, you can touch Deion. And what I mean is, he not only coaches the football team, he gets out in whatever community he's in. Even in Dallas, he lives about 60 miles outside of Dallas in a small town. But he gets out in the town. He gets out in Boulder. He's at restaurants. He's going to field hockey games. He's going to volleyball games. He's getting out in the community so that you can feel and touch him. And the other thing he does, which is really smart, is the more you're available, the more people see you. Guess what they do, Roland? They allow you to be you out in public because they see you all the time. So it's not whoosh, let's run and get an autograph, let's run and get a picture. It's, oh, that's Coach Prime again. And so he's kind of mastered that, but he makes himself part of every community he goes to. And I think that's one of the reasons people gravitate toward him so much.
Also smart with what he's done, how he also shows up to other sports at a school, shows them love as well. You and I know a whole bunch of college football coaches who don't give a damn about nobody but the football program.
No, it's absolutely true. And it's all done with a purpose. He wants everybody to win because guess what? When the women's basketball team wins, that's good for Colorado. When the football team wins, it's good for Colorado. When the basketball team wins, it's good for Colorado. Everybody who's winning is good because when you have a winning culture throughout your university, it's just good for everything. It's good for enrollment. It's good for students. It's good for professors. It's good for coaches. Atmosphere is great when everybody's winning.
Mustafa, you up first.
Yeah, so first of all, Deion is the truth. We've always known that. When will we know? You know, there's some tough games on the schedule. How far do we have to go into the schedule before we give that validation that, yes, this is one of the top teams in the country?
Oh, it'll come up real soon. They play Oregon in week 4. They play USC in week 5. I don't think that they're, I could be eating my words in a few weeks. I don't think they're ready to beat Oregon, although maybe they will. I don't think they're ready to beat USC just yet. But what they are ready to do is compete. And if you play something less than your A game, you might get beat. And so to me, he's still building a roster, man. This is not a team that's ready to compete for a national championship yet. This is a team that most people thought would win 2 or 3 or 4 games. Deion had much higher expectations. His coaches had much higher expectations. And as he pointed out, the deal is the players believe. And anybody who's ever played sports or anybody who's ever had any success understands that confidence and belief in yourself is half the battle. Once you believe that you are good enough to stay on the field with some elite teams, then you play at a higher level.
Randy?
I can't lie. I was one of those people who was quite upset when Deion left Jackson State, being a HBCU graduate. And I just was amazed. I just wanted him to do all the great things that he did do and that he's doing right now. That I would love to see HBCU getting that funding, but I'm seeing what the brother is doing and how he is helping Black people as a whole. So I wondered if you could speak on that a little bit, how his accomplishments is really helping our community.
I think one of the things he did, one of the reasons he brought Vincent Dancy with him from Mississippi Valley State, again, another head coach who's now an assistant on his staff, is because he viewed him as a guy who was a grinder, a worker, a guy who wanted to be the best he could be. And in Mississippi Valley State, he was going to get trapped there because he's going to be a really good coach with a bad record because they don't have enough funding, they don't have enough money to pump into the program to really make it be a consistent winner. And so he said, before he gets trapped there, let me pull him with me. Let me take him to Colorado. Let us have success here. And when you have success here, people are going to come get the man next to the man at some point, whether it's as a defensive coordinator, as a defensive line coach, whatever. But you're going to have opportunities because you're here with me. That's the kind of things he does on a regular basis for all types of coaches and all types of people.
Joe?
Give me a sense. Give me your theory on how the University of Colorado football program was so bad for so long. Because they have had some good days as a football program. They've had, I think Brother Salam came from there, won the Heisman. I mean, they accomplished a lot. They were a big-time program at one time.
90s.
How did it fall away so tough for Deion to bring him back, and hopefully he does. But the Colorado Buffaloes were once a very, very good at times program.
When Bill Clinton was president, hey Joe, that's when Bill Clinton was president.
Yeah, but it didn't seem like that long ago to me, Roland.
It was a long damn time ago.
No, it was a long time ago.
Colorado State.
It was a long damn time ago, player. Go ahead. And Gene Jock. And they had like 2 or 3 black coaches in the last several years. So it's not like what Deion is like. They hired black coaches.
Their previous 2 coaches have both been black.
Yep.
Carl Durrell didn't work out. Mel Tucker ended up at Michigan State. Why? Because he did a good job in Colorado. So they were good just a few years ago, but it wasn't something that was sustained. Here's the deal, man. This is all about recruiting. College football is all about recruiting and the quarterback. Deion, the reason why he will ultimately be successful, he's a terrific recruiter, okay? Secondly, right now he got a quarterback, and he's developed him, and he's turned into a terrific player. But the reason Colorado fell is kind of a multitude of problems. They didn't have enough money to pump into the athletic program to keep up with the big boys of college football. 2, Colorado is not a state that produces a lot of athletes, and so you got to go get your athletes elsewhere. And number 3, when you don't make the right hire, it sets your program back years and years and years. And when you make a couple bad hires in a row, you can find yourself in a situation, especially if you don't have a long tradition of how we ever going to get it back. And the way they get it back is they went and did a bold move, hired the most effervescent coach in college football, and said, we're going to give you the keys to the car, stay out the way, and let you do what you do.
Well, in fact, of the last 5 coaches, 4 of them, if you include Deion, have been African American. You had Carl Durrell, Mel Tucker, and John Embry. But to your point, you could be a brother, but if you can't recruit the talent, it's not going to play well. And hell, you look at schools like Nebraska, who Colorado's playing this week. Nebraska was a powerhouse for 30 years. They've sucked the last 7, 8 years.
For the same reason. And why did they go hire Matt Rule? He's a proven program builder. He's a guy who's gone at several different places, Temple, Baylor, left it much better than he found it because he has a process for building winners out of bad programs. Deion has his own process. He likes graduate students. He likes transfers, guys who already know how to play. Why? Ain't nobody giving Deion time to lose. And so he's got to come in, hit the ground running, because we know if he has a bad season, they don't look like they're well prepared. The arrows and slings that will come at him will be too many to count.
Indeed. Gene Jock Taylor, folks, author of the upcoming book. Pull it up right here. Coach Prime, Deion Sanders and the Making of Men. It's available for drops September 10th.
October 10th, but you can pre-order right now. Amazon, Walmart, Target, Barnes & Noble, wherever you get your books.
There you go. October 10th, it drops. Pre-order right now. Gene Jock, I appreciate it, brother. Thanks a lot.